Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm so excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new episode for you and another great new guest interview. We love guest interviews, especially this time of year. It's fun catching up with people. You get to catch up with a lot of people that you don't actually get to talk to throughout the season because schedules just don't align. Everyone's busy. It's crazy how things go. But right now, we are actually getting to catch up with Bill Pearson from Pearson Landscaping up in New Jersey, and I'm excited to see what we get into today. We've followed each other on Instagram for a while now. I mean, I don't know, a year or two, interact all the time on there, and so we got on the Zoom call, and we're like, man, it's finally nice to meet and talk in person. So how you doing today, buddy?
Very good. Thank you. I'm honored to be on this. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. No, man, it's my honor. I love getting to talk to each and every one of you out there listening that have businesses and run them, and thank you for coming on and spending some time with us today. I do want to say thank you to Synced Live for sponsoring the show today. It's an awesome event that's going to be happening February 6th and the 7th in Atlanta. The show notes has a link there. You can go register for the show. It is worth every penny to go. The amount of education you're going to be receiving while you're there is going to be tremendous. I already know of a couple people coming from up north, a lot of people coming from down south, so hopefully we get to see you there. But I just want to say thank you to them for helping us pay the bills today. But anyway, let's get into it, man. I want you to kind of take the show and run with it. I want to hear a little bit about your story and about the business, and then we'll just kind of hop in and see where we go from there.
Sure. We've been in business. It was my father's business before I bought it from him. 1986 is when he started it. He went to Del Valle College, has a horticulture degree. And for about 15 years after he graduated college, he worked at another place. He worked at Six Flags Great Adventure. He worked there for 15 years, and then he left there, didn't know what to do. Really had no idea, but he definitely wanted to do something in the green industry. And he did the story of he went to Home Depot and he bought a shovel and he bought a wheelbarrow and he bought a pickup truck and he kind of just started like that.
Really?
So that was in 1986. And then he was a very small company. We still are a very small company, but I think he only had one employee at the time when he started after about a year. And then I started working for him when I was in 7th or 8th grade. So I've been doing it my whole life. I never went to school for it, but I learned everything from him. And then in 2014, February, actually this next month, I think it'll be 9 years. Officially, I bought it from him. But I still talk to him pretty much on a daily basis. And I kept the business small. I still have 4 employees, 2 trucks, an enclosed trailer, and a dump trailer. And I try to concentrate more on like the gardening aspect of it and try to sell myself. I try to keep the quality up high. We're not a cut and run business. We don't even have 50 lawns that we cut a week. I think it's only about 45 or 46. But I try to go on. I try to be on site for definitely any of the install jobs or things like that. I'm always there. So I kind of always say like I kind of cater towards the higher end, bigger houses. So that's basically the business in a nutshell.
Yeah, man. So your niche is definitely higher scale jobs, a little bit larger ticket maintenance jobs. Just you're not just a mow, blow, and go guy. That's interesting. How have you built that model? Do you think it goes back to your dad having the horticulture degree and everything like that?
Absolutely. I owe it all to my dad. he tried when he first started the business. Didn't even want to cut grass. He didn't cut grass for a number of years when the business started. And then as he started working on these big properties, the homeowners would approach him and say, "Hey, can you cut the grass too?"
Mm-hmm.
He loved to do designing of perennial gardens. I lost my train of thought.
No, that's crazy. He started doing designing the perennial gardens and things like that. And then what made him start cutting the grass though? If he liked that, what made him get into that?
The customers kept asking him.
They just kept wanting him to do it. Okay.
He kind of got pushed into it. I actually love cutting grass.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite things to do. So I was happy at the time. I think I was in high school, I would say, probably sophomore, junior year in high school when we started doing the cutting grass. We bought an old, we had the old Skag 48 walk behind, and a little I think it was a John Deere push mower 21.
Wow.
So that's what we started with. And then it kind of grew. It kind of grew from there. And now, what I try to focus on is, I'll get phone calls from customers. Hey, can you do a weekly lawn service? And then I'll try to always, I'll try to push the edging of the beds, the maintenance of the beds, the mulching, the trimming, the fertilizing of the shrubs, things like that as well.
Fertilizing of the shrubs, that's one that I've actually heard talked about a little bit, but not a ton. We have our local chemical companies around us usually do that. Is that a service that a lot of lawn maintenance providers could add in, or what does that look like?
Absolutely, yeah. It's not nearly as many applications as you do for your lawn. Lawn, I believe, is like every 8 weeks. For fertilizing of perennial shrubs, or really anything for that matter. We do one in like March, beginning of spring, and then we do another application right around July 4th, mid season. So it's only twice, but it's a nice upscale. It's a nice sell, and it actually you'll see great benefits with fertilizing of the beds, flower beds and shrub beds.
Is it pretty simple? Is it like a pretty easier barrier to entry? What do you have to? Do you have any licenses or anything? Do you know?
No licenses to do that. And I use Holly Tone. You've probably seen it. Holly Tone, Plant Tone. It's an all organic fertilizer, and I just broadcast it with like a hand spreader or by hand, and there's no licenses needed for that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I just feel like that's something. I mean, can you charge pretty well for that? Do you what does that look like as far as charging and being profitable in that?
Yeah, I'll charge the same rate as if I was going to trim the hedges or do mulching or edging and weeding of beds. Same charge for that, and then you just do your profit per bag per property.
So how do you learn about doing that, using the right stuff? I mean, is there anywhere that you would recommend people to go? I feel like that's an easy add-on service that you could sell and make a couple $100 extra a year.
See that once again, I learned this from my dad.
Yeah. So you just inherited it
directly. Yeah. That's what's great about having him around. I constantly, I think we talk every day, definitely throughout the season, and it's usually something to do with work related. So
he's still involved in the business, even though he's not out there in the field.
Yeah. He's not to the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
But he knows when there's a big job coming, and he knows what we're doing. He knows what days, what are our cutting days, and what are what we have going on the days that we're not cutting and stuff like that. He knows what's going on.
I hear you. So you said you only cut 40, 50 properties a week. How many guys did you say you had? I missed that.
There's four guys plus myself. Plus I have a lady who comes into the office once a week, maybe twice a week throughout the busy season.
Okay, so
I have 4 guys plus myself out in the field.
So 5 guys, 5 field producing labor guys, and you only cut 50 yards a week. people hear that and they're going to be like, whoa, how does that work? Like, what? You could do that with yourself. So explain that a little bit. What do you do on the, are you doing mainly landscape installs? What are the rest of your services making up the need for all of those bodies?
Yeah, well, like I don't have your cookie cutter accounts. I have some large accounts who like the quality kept really, really high, like everything perfect, and are willing to pay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for instance, Friday we cut 3 houses. That's it. Three really big houses, but the whole group just goes out and cuts on Friday at 3 houses.
That's insane. You got 5 guys. You got 5 guys working at 3 properties for the whole day.
Yeah, and it's not when we go and cut there. They're sold a lawn service charge, but then on top of that, every single week they're edging and weeding the beds. Not all the beds, but I take sections of the property. This week we'll do this section of the property. The next week we'll do this section. We edge and weed the beds. We clean the daylilies. We do trimming, and that's an upsell every single week too. So it's a lot of time and material that I charge as well. But they're large properties, and basically it's Monday's my day is my open day, and that's when a lot of times that I will schedule the mulching job or the trimming job or any kind of extra job on Monday with the crew. Tuesday is kind of a lighter day, so half the guys will go out and do the lawn services, and 2 of the other guys will go and do another mulching job or a trimming job or whatever it might be. We do a lot of flower installs in May. So I schedule that on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday are full jam-packed days of cutting. That's more of our cut and run kind of days. But yeah, a lot of the properties I work at are very big properties on the water.
On the water. What are you on?
Well, I'm a mile from the Atlantic Ocean, and we're on a river where I work in one town. It's called the Manasquan River, and it has an inlet that goes into the Atlantic Ocean. And a lot of my houses I work at are properties on that river. So a lot of them are riverfront properties.
Wow.
And most of them are big. Most of my house, I mean, not all, but most of my houses are $1 million plus.
Wow. Okay. So that's where your explanation, that's where it comes into play. When you're doing 40 or 50 of those, it makes a difference. It makes a difference for sure, man. Well, that's awesome. That is really cool to hear. So you definitely, if you're staying busy, let's talk numbers a little bit for a minute here. Well, you say as much or as little as you want, but you have to be charging really substantial rates to be profitable, having 4 or 5 guys on a property, and you're only doing 3 in a day. So how have you worked? Has that something that you've done on your own? How have you transformed and molded the business since your dad owned it? Like, now that you're bigger with more employees, have you kind of changed rates on people? Have you raised them as you've gone? What does the whole business development side look like since you've owned the business in the last 9 years?
Sure. Yeah, I do. I charge for all of the extras. I have a rate that I go over with the customer for a lawn service, and then I have a rate for any additional jobs. I mean, I'll tell you, we charge $55 to $65 an hour per man per job. Yeah. Now it doesn't, depending on what every job's a little bit different, and I guess this comes with a little bit more of experience. Certain jobs you can't charge if the guys are slacking, or if you thinking it. I don't give a lot of estimates. I do give estimates. I will give estimates definitely for like one-time job, one-time customers. I will give estimates, but for my long-term customers, a lot of them, they don't even require me to give estimates. They say, Bill, come, I want this mulched, or I want this cleaned, or and if the job, if I feel like the guy's could have got it done quicker than they did, then that I have to, come down on my price a little bit. But that's kind of like, I kind of go with 55 to $65 an hour is an additional charge for any extra things other than cutting grass.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I try, I try to be fair to the customers. I always try to give a fair rate, and because sometimes the jobs come out to be more, or sometimes the jobs come out to be less. So
yeah,
I have to play with it a little bit.
I hear you. Have you implemented like a CRM or like systems and processes since you've owned the company? What does that side look like?
No, I just do QuickBooks.
Okay.
I know LMN. I've heard a lot of that on Instagram. I'm interested into looking into that.
Yeah.
And maybe implementing that into the business, but I definitely have to do some. I still do it the way my father. I have a notebook. That comes with me, and with my briefcase. I call it my Bible, and it's a daily log of what we do every single day. I write down. It'll say like what the temperature was and what the weather was like, and then it'll say what the job was, and then I keep that, and then I do my monthly billing. I take that out and I put it onto on the QuickBooks to get invoiced. But I know I'm definitely like behind times with that.
Hey, at least you're sending out invoices on QuickBooks though, so you're not sending out paper invoices anymore.
No, and a lot of them, we've transferred to emailed invoices. We do quite a bit of those, and I'm gonna start accepting credit cards. Time to
start putting those card on files this year.
Absolutely, yes, because of some of those late pairs.
Yeah,
it's sometimes.
That's right. You can't be chasing your money all day long. Well, guys, thanks for tuning into the show today, and I'm so excited to be bringing to you a new live event in our industry. It's called Synced Live. It's the second annual event, and it's going to be on February the 6th and the 7th of 2023 at the Cobb Galleria in Atlanta, Georgia. Some of the leaders that are going to be speaking at this event from our industry are Jim McCutcheon, Deborah Cole, Mike Haynes, Jay Worth, Joe Langton, and many more. There's literally probably 10 more on this list that I'm not even reading, so there's going to be a ton of value packed from speakers there. There's also going to be education topics going on in and around the booth at the event. They're going to be talking about recruiting and retaining employees, innovation, automation, and the ROI of automation. There's going to be tons of stuff on that. There's also going to be 70-plus vendors. Now, you don't want to go to a trade show and not see vendors. So, like we said, 70-plus vendors. There's going to be vendors pertaining to porcelain paving, natural stone paving, walling systems, smart measurement, robotic mowers, tech, software, everything in between. It's going to be full of value and full of great vendors and exhibits that we get to go look at and try things out for our business and see how we can make our businesses better in the future. So, like I said, it's our second annual event, Synced Live, February 6th and 7th in Atlanta, Georgia. The 6th is a half a day of the show. The full day is on the 7th, on Tuesday. I can't wait to be a part of this. I can't wait to show up and be there and network, hang out with all of you guys. This is my first year going. If you've never gone, if you didn't go last year, make it out this year, Atlanta, Georgia. It's well worth your ticket price just for the education alone, not even to mention all the vendors and things you're going to get to see and the networking you're going to get to do. So come out and see us in Atlanta on February the 6th and the 7th at Synced Live, Cobb Galleria. We can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the show. That's exactly. It's crazy to see how many people are still out there that are doing that, and it's not. If you're listening to a podcast like this or any other podcast or YouTube or whatever, like, and you're still chasing money, there's not really an excuse other than you just haven't made the decision to do it yet. And so, like, that no one else can help you at that point. But like you're sitting here, you're saying like you need to do it. You're going to implement it this year, so that's cool to hear that you're going to actually do that and chase after that. It's the 3% or whatever it is that I'm going to have to tell the customer they're going to have to pay. That's what it's kind of hard because I'm going to get charged 3%, so I got to pass it on. So it's like, hey, for any new customers, it's fine. It can be a rule, card on file before I step foot on property. But for customers we've had for 35 years, it's like, hey, can we do credit card now? I'm going to charge you 3% more when they get a relatively large bill every month throughout the season. It'd be like, nah, let's stick with how we've been doing it. So I'm kind of like Yeah, you are in a unique situation. You're not billing $40 and $50 cuts. So that does make a difference. And I think the way you can look at that is and maybe combat that is say, look, here you got two options. There's one option, you can pay credit card, easy, super easy. You press a button and it's paid, and you pay a 3% convenience fee. That's what you're paying for. It's convenience. We pay for convenience in this world. That's literally like my son's about to start eating like baby food, and we're sitting here talking about like, should we make it at home? Should we buy bananas and do the like puree it ourselves, or should we go buy the jars from the store? And it's like, it's cheaper to do it at home, but it's also not as convenient. You are paying for convenience. You're paying $1.50, $2 per jar at the store, and we're like, that is what you pay for. So that customer is paying for convenience of not having to cut their yard, and so that's what they have to realize. So you say you have two options. You have convenience, you pay a 3% fee, or we bill you at the beginning of the month, and your check comes in before. Like if you're late, then you have to start going to this like that. There's no other option. Mm-hmm. You're not chasing your money all day long. So I mean, you're in an interesting situation for sure. Do you have a lot of late payers? I mean, do you have like a handful?
No, I really don't. No, I really don't.
Then I don't know. I would say I would throw it out there as an option. I would say, look, here's your option. We're offering this. Anybody new? Absolutely. Anybody new? You're going card on file. Anybody that you have now, I would say, well, this is a good, like, we have this option. Okay, because people listening are probably like, well, no, why are you saying this? Like, customers don't care. I will agree. 90% of customers don't care about the 3% convenience fee. They don't. They would rather have that. Because this is what I was hung up on. When I first did card on file, I was like, there's no way they're going to want to do this. There's no way. People are going to drop me. No one dropped me. Literally no one. They all were like, yes, thank you. Can we please get on file? And now they ask me. But you're in a different situation because you're doing way higher ticket jobs. You're not doing $40, $50 mows. And so I would just say, here's our options. You can have this for convenience, or you can send your check on the first of the month. And if it's not here by the 15th, then you get charged a late fee or something. Like you change it up that way. Like if you still want to send a check, that's fine. Or pay your invoice through your bank online, that's fine. But it needs to be paid before the 15th of the month because I'm not chasing my money anymore. Yeah. It's not fair to you to be at the end of the month. When do you normally do you invoice end of month, or do you do like halfway through? How do you do that?
On the first, the bills go out on the first of every month for previous month.
Yeah. So I think that would be a good way to maybe combat that, is just say for those that they pay good, they don't pay late, but then they don't want to go card on file because it is such a high ticket job. Then you say, okay, well, we're going to start sending out our invoices on the 15th of the month. And that invoice is going to be paid between the 15th and the 30th for that month's service. So then you don't have to wait a month, because that's tough, man. I get cash flow. Cash flow is what will run a business into the ground. And I'm not saying this for you, but I think you know this. But like, if you have bad cash flow, your business is done. It cannot sustain itself. And
absolutely.
How have you had things? Have you done things that have helped your cash flow stay well?
Luckily, I've never really been in a situation, thank God, that's happened to me. I mean, definitely there's been some Marches and April that have been tight coming out of the winter. Mm-hmm. But no, I've always, my dad always taught me, what the money that's in the business checking, it's not your money. You can't go to Disney World on that. That money stays in there, and I've been true to that. I don't touch it. It's, if I need to, I need to, but it's got to be for something. I just don't go spend it like, oh, I have X number of dollars in there. I'm doing great. I'm going to go here or buy this or buy that. I don't do it. So I've always been really, really good with my money. And, going into the winter, if you have, a little bit built up in there, it'll get you through January, February, and then it's always a scramble in March and April, getting out for sure. It's nerve wracking. Some years are a little bit more nerve wracking than others, but thank God I haven't had an issue with that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man, that you've kept your business and ran it the right way, because it's just cash flow will kill you, man. And I've gone through that the past couple, like when I started my business, first 2 years in business, like cash flow was bad. Last year was pretty good. This year we've done very well with it. Thank the Lord, we've just got things in order, and so we've done well. This time of year is tough. Like we're keeping a full-time employee on through the winter. What do you do for your employees through the winter? Do you lay them off for a short time? How does that work?
Yeah, I lay them all off. I have a guy that's been with me, Jose. He's been with me. This will be his, I think, 17th year. He's been with me. So he's got it down. He goes back to Mexico for 2 months. He comes back. I think he's going to be back March 5th, but he goes to Mexico for 2 months. And then I have one guy that comes in throughout the winter, but everyone else gets laid off, and he doesn't work full time. We do shop work for a little while, and then he kind of fills in when I need it. I mean, we work a little bit throughout January, February, but not much. Most of my guys take off for 2 months.
Yeah, that's cool. So let me ask you this. How have you done that? How have you navigated that? Because I hear of guys doing this, of laying guys off for a couple weeks or 2 months like that. What have you done to keep those guys and to communicate that with them and make sure that like you still have a good team surrounding you? And like I know there's probably always a little fear in your head of like them going somewhere else and getting another job, but that can't stop you. Like you can't run your business to the ground over that. But like how have you done that? Because I hear that and I'm like, that's cool that you do that. But how are you doing it? How are you keeping them coming back?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, they don't always come back.
Okay.
And that's another reason why I think I've stayed kind of small, because I kind of sell myself as the business. I sell my face. I mean, it's William Pearson Landscape. So if I got really, really big, I wouldn't be able to be on site all the time. So I do have turnover. I'm not going to say I don't. I do have guys that don't come back. I got the one guy I was just talking about. He's been, I think, 16, 17 years with me. But other than that, I do have the guys, 2 years they stay with me, 5 years they stay with me. And then they do move on. So,
but do you think it's from the being laid off in the winter though? Like that? I mean, have they ever told you that?
No, I don't think so. I think things just change in everybody's, in people's lives, and they grow and they need to move on. And most of my guys have left me. They've been with me 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
So they're giving you good runs.
Yeah, they've all left in the right way. We've talked about it, and they've told me, in the fall that they were going to leave. They finished out the year with me. I didn't want them to leave, but they're always replaceable. So I have to always tell myself that. So, but it's tough. I mean, it's hard to keep the guys and offer them what large companies can offer them with benefits and like that. I don't offer benefits and things like that. So, I mean, I totally understand if they need to move on as they get older and get a family and things. So it's definitely tough. I mean, being small, self-employed I love it. There's so many wonderful things about it, but there's a lot of tough things about it too, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you have to love it. I always say you have to, to do what we do, you have to love it. You really do have to love being outside and hard work and ups and downs and just navigating. When the curveballs get thrown to you, you got to learn how to navigate it and stuff like that. So it's a learning experience. I'm still, I'm going to be 45 this summer, and I'm every day I learn. That's why I love Instagram. I learned so much from all of you guys. So it's a great industry what we have on Instagram, like a great community. How everyone supports one another, and I pick up on things on a daily basis from everybody.
Yeah. So it's unlike any other. Like the community that the green industry has is unlike one that I haven't seen before. It's awesome. There are some bad people out there that you want to stay away from, but then there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people that are just really uplifting, building other people up, helping other people win, and those are the kind of people that I want to be around. Sounds like you do the same.
Absolutely. If anyone, I'll just block someone.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not dealing with it. So I only want positive feedback. Critical. I like critical feedback, but not if you're going to be an a-hole about it. So
No, man, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, tell me this: what's a piece of business advice that you think you've learned over the years that you would share to somebody who's younger in business? Because you've been doing it, like you said, your dad. You've been around the business for what, 25 years, 30? I mean, 30 years almost.
Since I think I started working for my dad. I was 14. So, I'm 44 now. So
yeah, almost 30 years. Yeah.
A long time. I mean, I don't know what I was doing back then, but I was learning. What I would say is, I hear a lot of people talk about how do I advertise? How do I advertise? Do I got to send out flyers, or, do I need to do this or do that? And, to be honest, I don't advertise. I mean, we've been around for such a long time, but we don't advertise. We get our work from word of mouth. Your customers have neighbors and friends, and they talk. And basically, like, if you go out and you do a really good job, if you have one account that you start with and you do a really good job, you go in the beginning, you have to go above and beyond, and you have to do extras, and don't charge for them. You got to take some cuts, and you got to be extra. You got to be Johnny on the spot. When you say you're going to be there Monday at 8, be there Monday at 7:55, every single day. Do a really, really, really good job, and the work will come to you if you continue to do it. It's not going to be overnight, but it will come, and you need to build yourself, build your name. And the other thing I would say is, you don't try to, if you can, I mean, everybody lives in a different part of the country and everything, but you want to try to stay as tight knit as you can with your customers. Like, you don't want to go to this town to that town for one little cut here and there.
Oh yeah. Route density.
Thank you. You want to really, if you can drop your trailer and you can do 4 houses, that's awesome. Wear and tear on the machines. You don't have to pay your men to drive around. It's just route density. Do a really, really good job, and work will continue. It will come to you.
Yeah. 100%. I think marketing is a very important piece of business advice that you need to be doing. You need to know how to market. If you listen to our episode from Wednesday with Mike Andes, he talks about that really in depth. It's some really good advice. I encourage anyone that did not listen to that to go back and listen to that one. But what you're saying is also crucial, like just as important, if not more important, is you got to stand up to the quality of work that you're saying you're going to do. And you have to be there when you say you're going to be there. That's one of the biggest things for me that I've seen is, like, if you're not late, I mean, if you're not on time, or if you have to cancel and reschedule, people don't like that. People do not like that at all.
No.
And so
I try never ever to cancel an estimate or anything like that. I always make it a point, even if I'm super busy and it's in the rush of spring. If I tell the customer I'm going to be there, I'm there, or there's something wrong if I'm not there. Yeah,
100%, man. Well, I really appreciate your time today. We're already sitting at 30 minutes. I know you got to run out the door here and go get the kiddos from school, so I don't want to make you be late there. You'd have some angry teachers they'd be mad at you if you made them stay there any longer than they already have been, I'm sure. But what is your family like, man? Tell us a little bit about that before we go. What have you got? How many kids you got?
Yeah, I have 2 kids. I have another Billy Pearson. He's the different middle name, but he's the 5th William Pearson.
Awesome.
My dad's name is William as well, and then his dad, and then his grandfather. So there's 5 William Pearson. He's the 5th one. And then my daughter is Maya. My son will be 12 in June, and my daughter just turned 10. I'm divorced. I've been divorced for about just around 3 years. But
yeah.
The ex and I are great. We co-parent as best we can.
Yeah.
So everything's good. It's all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I love it. Here, making it work for the kids and raise them in a good environment and have a good family for them to grow up in and around. That's really cool, man. Well, I got one final question for you before we do wrap up. It's pretty simple, but it can be kind of complex. But it's just, what is your why?
What is my why? That's a very good question. I think my why would have to be my family, my kids. I think that's my daughter and my son.
Mm.
That's why I get up, and that's why I go to work and try to be a good person. I also try to I always try to find the good in everything, positive. I'm really big believer in finding positivity in everything. There's a positive out of every bad situation. There's something positive that can be found in it. And I think that's what I would say. My why is my kids, and try to be more positivity in the world.
I love it, man. That's good. That's a good way to end. There's nothing more that I need to add to that other than thanks for tuning in and spending some time with us today, man.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for listening to the show. If you did enjoy it, leave us a big 5-star rating and review. Those really help us and continue to grow us out there in the community so we can grow the community one relationship at a time. Without any further ado, that is going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.